My friend Neil was here the other day. We did a little bit of video together, but what I didn't show you is, because we were so busy chatting and having a good time, he got me the BLS, the Battery Lifesaver. Now, this is a more high-end, I guess you'd call it, battery desulfator. So now what I'm going to do is this big boy is going on the main forklift battery bank to desulfate the forklift batteries, and this will be a permanent installation on the tiny house and wheels solar power system. So the battery lifesaver desulfator will go there and permanently hook up, and that will maintain and extend the life of the battery bank for infinity, hopefully. Now the little desulfator that I got the other day is made for smaller batteries, which is perfect for the RV golf cart batteries. So the golf cart batteries are going back into the RV where they came from, and they're going to be hooked up, and I'm going to hook up a solar panel and a charge controller and just let that run with that desulfator, and just let them restore throughout the winter months when I'm not really using the RV. And then eventually the RV is going to be an electronics workshop, and hopefully I can desulfate those old golf cart batteries and bring them back into service. So I'm going to take this out onto the forklift battery system out there and hook that up. And again, thank you, Neil, very much for the awesome gifts. Here's another amazing gift, which I find to be quite impressive. Neil has a friend who makes knives out of car leaf springs. This is heavy. This is rugged. Look at how thick that is. This is never ever going to break. And one thing I like, you can see the old wear and tear on the spring, the rust pattern, a little bit of pitting on that, just adds to the character of the knife, I believe. Then the handle is beautiful, very nicely made knife, well done. So this is made by a guy who, he says he just makes them for fun and doesn't sell them. So I know there will be people asking, but no, you cannot buy these. And thank you, Neil, for such an amazing and beautiful gift. And tell your friend, these are just awesome. I love it. This has inspired me to one day try this myself. Really nice. And the leather case is very nicely done as well. The sheath. This, if you were to take a knife on a survival outing and you want something that's going to last, I'll tell you what, this knife is never going to break on you. This knife is going to take some abuse. That is a serious hardcore knife. Impressive. Very, very nice. Now a knife like that might rust on you, but the rust isn't going to hurt a thing. When you're out in a survival situation, that would be one of the main knives I would take with me. I'm going to attempt to get this ceiling fixed right now. My idea is to use some duct tape and staples. So I'm going to try to duct tape the insulation in place first, and then staple it for extra strength. My upstairs has become storage, so I've got to move things over out of the way a bit. All my tools and equipment up here. Oh, okay, now go ahead. First I'm going to reinforce the other side, because if that falls down, I'm in trouble. Especially where I'm starting. So thank you, commenters, and advice and suggestions from YouTube. for the ideas here. How to get this back up on my own. Since I don't have any transportation, I could not go and get the springy things. I wasn't thinking of it the other day when I was with Joe from Wilderness Rocks. Would have been wise to get it then. Oh, this is awkward. Okay. See, I've got to get this up in place. Oh no! Yeah, that's it. Ah! It ripped right off. Well, now I'm done. I did not see that happening. Ah. I did not see that happening. Oh, it ripped. So much for taping it. It ripped completely off. Oh, fiberglass in my eyes. Boy, that's annoying beyond belief. Well, that's not cool. No, I made it worse. It ripped. I thought I was playing it smart and put the tape on there, and the paper ripped right off all the way around the tape. I can't believe that. I remember I couldn't do this alone in the first place. I could not get a piece up alone. I shouldn't have tried. It was hanging there the whole time, and now I made it worse than before. That's annoying. Well, I got some heat loss issues going on now. You will notice a missing car. There's a spot where there was a car. And sorry, I just poked the cat back in. I'm reaching out the window. Baby cat's trying to check it out, but although it's warm out today, it's around almost 40 degrees and everything's melting. She doesn't realize that's disgusting. I don't want her in that slop. Her pretty yellow fur, or yellow or pretty white fur would be disgusting. Well, the car's in the shop, and I just got a call. The truck is done. It's $500, and he said it starts and runs beautifully. That was his words, if I remember right. So the truck is ready to go. I'm borrowing some money to go pick that up, so I have a vehicle. I'll be able to finally get out of here. I'm still determined to try to fix this, but I can't do that alone. Maybe I can get some of those wire hooks, the springy wire hooks. I'm going to see what they cost. Since I'll be on the road with my truck this afternoon, I might check out the price of those wire clip-on things, if they have 24 on center, which is an off size in the first place. See if they have 24 on center. And see if maybe I can get them to hold that up, and then I can tape, and then I can staple the tape and fix that myself. Because I want to put up my, I'll show you what I've got here, something new. A while back, somebody donated some money for me for a 12-volt ceiling fan off eBay. And I didn't get it right away because my ceiling wasn't up, and I was hoping to have the ceiling done sooner than that. But I haven't. And I need a fan. So I got the 12-volt ceiling fan. This is a 12-volt DC ceiling fan off eBay. And if you're watching this, I want to thank you very much. I don't know if you want your name out there or not, but I want to thank you for the help. He said use this money to get a fan. So I did. There it is, DC 12 volts. It's smaller than I thought. When I got it in the mail, and the package was so tiny, I couldn't believe it. But with the blades on there, it'll be a nice sized fan, which I'm going to put together in a minute here. I did not put it together because I didn't want to take a chance on breaking it. But that's not a bad size, you can see by my hand. That's not too bad. I'm going to get that up there, and I'm going to wire it in today. If not, probably this evening, but at the latest I will have this in there this evening. And I'm going to run some wires down by the door of the tiny house on wheels. And what I want to do is have a flip switch, on-off switch by the door, and a dial, a speed control. First I want to hook this up and see how it even works at all, how fast it runs and how it responds, before I go any further into that. And for now, I'm just going to get it hooked up to the power. And I'll probably keep the clips for now. So what I'm going to do is run the hot wire straight in and tap it in permanently with a fuse on it. And then clip what did I say? I'm going to run the negative wire, I should say. And hook that onto the negative, the ground of the batteries, where the wire runs upstairs, and then take the positive and use that to just clip on and off. That'll be my switch until I do the rest of the wiring. Because I want to test it and see how it runs, how fast it runs, and if I do need a speed controller. So I'll be checking that out later on. The table's a bit of a mess because I've got some electronics and wiring out. Man of Many Things gave me, fork shouldn't be there. Man of Many Things gave me some LED lights to play with the other day. Some odds and ends and scraps. And so I've got it all out on my table. So my table's a bit of a mess. Right now I'm just putting the blades on the fan. I want to take it and give it a try. See how fast this thing runs. Hopefully it's not too fast that I'm going to need to speed it down, but slow it down, I should say. It's not the most gigantic fan in the world, but it's hopefully it'll move enough air down from the ceiling of the tiny house on wheels and bring it on down to the living area. So all I need is to move some air in here, get some flow. And this is right off eBay. You can get them all day long, every day. They had one with the remote control as well. They have an AC DC remote. Well, they have the DC fan with an AC plug-in and remote control, and that would be sort of not very beneficial for me to use AC power on a DC fan. Wouldn't make sense, would it? So I'm going to use it as is, and I have a PWM pulse width modulator controller that I bought a while back off eBay, which is designed for just such a thing. You put in your plus and minus 12 volt power, and you plug in your fan through a jack here, and you can vary the speed of the fan. And this is for anything, any DC motor. So I bought these quite a while back on eBay just for such a purpose. Actually, I bought it for controlling the fans in the RV probably last year sometime, and just never got around to it because then it turned cold and I just didn't do it then. So this is my mega set from Germany that I kept. One of the few toolkits I kept from Germany. From the stuff I had. Really nice. I'm hanging my fan, my ceiling fan and my Tiffany style light up on the ceiling. Now I don't have any power up there yet. But I do have the hooks in the roof. Please forgive me for not having shown that as I did it. But I did put the little brass hooks in so I can hang these up. Now what I have to do is put some little nail connections on here. Alright, my little light here is annoying me. It's in my way. My LED Christmas light I was playing with earlier at a different period is really in my way right now. So I've got this up, and now I have to nail a chain. Actually, that can hang onto there. I have to get the chain out of the way of the fan. Okay, that'll work. Yeah, that'll be okay. Might be able to go a little tighter just for safety for the fan. Okay, maybe. That's as good as it's going to get. Yeah, I think that'll be alright. And then I'm going to take the fans wire and the light wire and use wire nails to tack them up. This is awkward upside down. Okay, that'll tack them up nicely on the ceiling, keeping them out of the way of everything. I have some power wires coming from the roof, from the ceiling up here, coming down along the doorway. Now I'm going to add the switches. Of course, they'll be behind my coat. Let me see how that's going to be. When the coat is hanging here, no, it won't be in the way. I'll be able to reach right around the door frame. This hat will be in the way. I'll put that on the other coat hook. I'll be able to reach right around the door frame and flip on the switches. There will be the light switch and the fan switch right here, side by side. So I've got all my wires dangling down here to connect. First thing I want to do is get the fan switch going. I have a real New York State certified box. These are only under 50 cents, I can't remember. Which will go on the wall here. So, I've got to clear off my stuff for a minute, give me room to work with without squeezing myself out of the way here. Don't need to have stress. So when I come in the door, I'll reach around. I want it right about where the deadbolt is. That way I'll have a feel for where that is when I come in. Now I've got to leave room for trim here. I'm picking a relatively thick board to screw this to. I don't stick to, that's right at that height. Yeah, just above waist high. Yeah, looks right. Give me room for trim plus a box for the switch. So I'm going to have a decorative box around the switch as well. Around this this box I'm going to have decorative wooden box around that. There's that. Now I won't bore you with the wiring, but it's gonna take time, but I'm gonna put the switches in here. I've got two standard light switches, on off. On off. It's going to be this way. On off, okay. One will be for the light, my entrance light, and one will be for the fan right next to it. So I need to plus, this comes from the fan. Let it run down the wall under some trim and into the box. So it'll run along the edge and over into the box. Now we got the main hot wire, the positive, coming from the battery. That'll run to both switches, to the light and to the fan. So there's going to be very low current coming on through there. One wire can do both jobs. Okay. I think I might temporarily wire tack that on to the side, and this is a negative which will go to my above overhead light later on. Alright, I won't bore you with the wiring of the switch. I'm just going to wire in the plus for the fan. So literally just hooking up. It's just going to take time for me stripping the wires. But I'm literally, well, you know what? I guess you can watch me do it. It's not a big deal, is it? Here's my Leatherman. I guess you can watch me do that. All I'm going to do is cut the wires and strip them on here. I just have to make sure I don't cut myself too short on these, because they're going to run along underneath a piece of trim over here. Better give myself some extra slack. I'm not sure if I have switch cover plates for these. I'm going to need a double. I think I do. And then I'll have to build a decorative box for this later, of course. So there's the fan power coming into the box. And then I've got to branch off from there to another switch. So the positive is going to go to the light switch as well. So it'll be the white going to branch out from there to another switch. I'll leave myself enough coiled wire to play with later, so I can pull that switch out later. That'll just be the main power coming into the light switch. And that'll branch over the main bottom one on this. Happy I thought of that before I started tucking things in, at least. Almost might be easier with some crimp-on ring terminals on here. Might be a good idea. Yeah, I'm going to put on a ring terminal. That'll just make this so much easier. Okay, now I've got a switch for the fan. On, off. I'll get to the light in a minute here. I have to go upstairs now and hook in the plus and minus wire upstairs into the main hotline of the tiny house on wheels. And then I can come down here and try flipping on the fan and see how it works. Well, I have a ceiling fan. It runs. And I'll go over here and flip the switch off. No, baby cat. Why do you do that? No, stop. Come on now. Don't hiss at me. Great. Well, I had the fan running. I'm going to go over here and flip the switch on the wall. And should have no fan running. Now, the only problem I have is when I flip the switch on, it hits that chain a little bit. Or something. I don't know what that was. It makes a funny noise when I kick it on. I'm not sure if it's hitting that chain or not. Baby cat does not approve. She's over here growling and hissing at me because of the strange noises in the house. But it's working. It's fast, so I am going to have to put a speed control on there. Yeah, it wobbles hard when I kick it on. I don't know what that noise is. Oh, it's hitting. Okay, it's twisting in its support. Okay, that's not a big deal. It's twisting in its support when I kick it on. Boy, my cat is not happy. Well, there's a fan. And it's blowing a considerable amount of air. Baby cat is absolutely not happy with me. Oh, baby, you want to look at the camera? You are not happy, baby cat, are you, huh? Huh? Are you scared? Oh, you scared? You don't like the fan? Boy, she is totally freaked. Well, there it is. Ceiling fan in the tiny house on wheels. I don't know how much current that's pulling though. That's going to be an issue. I think I'll only have to be able to run it during Well, I definitely have to slow it down. Definitely that's running too fast for me, so I'm going to have to put the speed controller in there. Well, that's just running way, way, way too fast for my liking. I'll put a speed controller on there. That'll be a project for another day, because it's already... What time is it? It's after 10 o'clock. Yeah, that's it for tonight. Alright, that's it. Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World, the Off-Grid Project, and the Tiny House on Wheels. Progress. Well, now there's a pretty sight. Almost looks like a normal home. Look at that. Baby cat's still mad. She's growling at me. There's too many changes in here, and she's having a fit. Well, that light is not properly hooked up, I have to be honest. I've got some wires hanging there on the side. I ran the extension cord to the upstairs just so I could see what it would look like for now. But that fan moves that light a lot. Well, I wish you could see. It's pretty, I'll tell you. It's a warm white light. But I wish you could see the... Oh, there you can. Look at that. The camera does allow you to see what I see. There you can see the colors. There, hanging right over the beam. Now you can see the colors. Of course, it darkens out the background. Because actually I can see all of that, plus the colors of the light. In reality. It's a really nice warm white light from those LEDs. These are from Lowe's. The LEDs are from Lowe's. I just ended up getting a really good discount price on them. Open package deal. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Oh, that's nice. That shows up really well on the camera. So there it is, hanging over the beam. And then there's the fan blowing happily. I have a ceiling fan at the Tiny House on Wheels. Look at that. Very nice. Well, now I can call it a night. Again, that's not wired up properly, but I do have all the equipment to run AC power in here now with New York State code proper boxes and everything, like I did with the light switch or the fan switch by the door. Probably tomorrow I'll do the light switch, or yeah, wire up the light to the that'll be an LED light over the doorway, over the entryway. I'll probably do that tomorrow. But it's now 10 minutes to 11 at night and I'm done. That's it. Good night, everybody.